If you've put more money into your home than your partner, then this is the bit that most people don't fully understand. Hello, I'm Caro Sison and I'm founder of Your Final Matters. And I help people to get their paperwork and their practical ducks in a row so that their families aren't left trying to figure everything out at the worst possible time. This video is part of my Relationships, Property and Legal Blind Spot series. And in this episode, I'm focusing on something that causes a lot of confusion. What actually happens when one person has put more into the property than the other? A really common situation I see is this. One person puts a bigger deposit. One person may pay more towards the mortgage. One person funds renovations or improvements. And the assumption is, well, that's obvious. I'll just get that back. But legally, it's not always that straightforward. There are a few situations that are particularly risky. One partner isn't on the deeds at all for the property. It could be that the property is in one name only. There's no written agreement about who owns what, or there's confusion between joint tenants and tenants in common. And most people don't even realise those differences exist. So let's say you've lived in a house for years. You've contributed to the mortgage, you've paid for improvements, but your name isn't on the property. If your partner dies, then that property may not automatically pass to you. You could end up in a dispute with their family, and you may need to prove your contribution at a time when you're already dealing with everything else. So why does this matter? Well, this is where emotion and reality don't match, because people think, but it was our home. And legally, ownership is what matters. The paperwork is what matters. Structure is what matters. It's what's written down. So if you're in this situation, it's worth checking whose name is actually on the property, how it's legally owned, and whether anything is documented. Because what feels fair isn't always what's legally recognised. If this has made you have a good think about your own situation, then that's exactly the point of it. This is part of my Relationships, Property and Legal Blind Spot series, so make sure you watch the other episodes so it all starts to connect. If you found this helpful, you can follow at Your Final Matters. You can subscribe here on YouTube, or you can share this with someone who needs to hear this. And if you want help to get your ducks in a row, that's exactly what I do. You'll find more at yourfinalmatters.co.uk, because while you have a voice, you still have a choice.